Hi guys, I had to wear my sunnies. It's like super bright out here. Super bright. So today I want to talk to you about something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They may not even want to admit it to themselves. But I know from personal experience that this is true. Sometimes your biggest enemies are your family, your immediate family, your parents, your siblings, and if not them, it could be your spouse, it could be your children, especially if y'all break up. Um, the narc can poison your children against you. So let's talk about your immediate family, your parents and such, okay? They can be your enemies. They can be your enemies. And, I've told you time and time again, I've been abused and abused and abused and abused. I wear glasses. She would tell me to take my glasses off, and she would repeatedly slap me on alternate sides of my face repeatedly because that's what got her off. Another time I didn't feel well at school. I made the biggest mistake of telling the school nurse. The school nurse called her psycho. And as soon as I got in the car, as soon as my behind hit the seat of the car, she slapped me violently in my ear to the point where I was screaming before I even realized it was me screaming. I thought she ruptured my eardrum. I don't want you to have loyalty to someone because of biology. Biology don't mean shit. The only thing biology means is we're related by blood. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's something scientific. That does not prevent them from abusing you. It doesn't prevent them from beating you. There's usually more than one narc in the family or sociopath in the family. She trained her son to be the same way. My evil brother is the same way. He's just as wicked as her, if not more so. Well, I don't think more so. They're both wicked. So I told you to quit doing that, and I mean it. Stop. So I don't want you to feel like science is supposed to mean something when you are being physically or verbally or both abused. Science ain't got nothing to do with that. Science has nothing to do with that. That's only science. Okay? That is science. That is it. That's it. That's where the line is drawn. Because you keep connecting with them and you keep having communication with them, they're going to keep getting you in your brain, humping you in your brain, telling you that up is down and down is up. Every time they talk to you, they're going to be messing with your mind every single time because that's what gets them off. All right? I don't want you to feel like I can't cut them off because we're related. Get back here. Get back here. You know what I mean? Being related is science. So if you continue to stay connected to them, you will potentially get physically ill. You will potentially get diseases. Some of those diseases there's no cure for. Okay? Some of those diseases there's no cure. And all for what? For the sake of science, because you're connected to them biologically. That doesn't stop them from abusing you. They could care less. In fact, because you are loyal to them, they will continue the abuse because they know they have an easy victim with you and an easy target. Because you keep rolling over and playing dead because that's my mother, or that's my father, or that's my sister. I know of someone who, she's married to, or I don't think her husband is a narc, but I'm not sure about that. But I know for a fact that his mother's a narc. And on the rare occasions that they spend the night there, they try to stay for as short a visit as possible because she's a narc and she likes to start some shit and she likes to talk shit and she likes to aggravate people and say passive aggressive things, and she's just wicked. She's just wicked. The rest of the family plays dead. She's the queen narc and the rest of the family bows down before her. Why would you want to be part of that? And if you marry someone who's not a narc, but their parents are narc, you're still not gonna, unless they cut their family off, if they still have a connection with them, you are gonna be dealing with the narc parents or parent. And you really, really don't want to sign up for that. You just don't. You don't want to marry somebody who, you know, has issues, or their parents, they don't have issues, but their parents do. If they cut their parents off, then you good, because they don't have a, connection with them anyway. If you have children, your parents will try to make you feel guilty for cutting them off, because regardless of what we've been through, those are still my grandchildren. I don't care who they are. You don't exist. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You don't owe anybody anything. I don't care who they are, who they think they are, if you're related to them, if you're not related to them. If somebody means you harm, why do you still have a relationship with them? Science is irrelevant. You had no choice in the matter. That's scientific. There's biology there. You don't owe them because of biology. Just like if someone were to rob you, beat you up, rob you, assault you in any other kind of way, you're not going to say afterwards, hey, make sure we exchange numbers because I want to talk to you. I want to have a connection with you forever. You're not going to do that. You're going to hopefully press charges. Next time you see them is in court. Hopefully they'll go to jail. And you're not going to maintain ties with them because, you feel like you should. Well, it's the same with your family. They're like the robber or the person who assaulted you. They're just like that. In fact, they're worse because they're supposed to love you and they don't. I'm itchy. Sitting out here in the grass. You know what I mean? I don't want you to feel obligated. I don't want you to be a continual victim. I don't want you to never be free of these people because you feel obligated to say hello to them, or even if some people pride themselves on having a toxic relationship because, well, I draw strong boundaries, and once they start talking crazy, I get off the phone. Why are you talking to them in the first place? They don't care if you get sick. They don't care if you have a psychological breakdown. They don't care if you get diseases because of the stress that they put you through. They will not visit you in the hospital. And if they do visit you in the hospital, they will make your life a living hell while you're in there and berate you for being in the hospital, even though the stress of dealing with them put you there. These are not your friends. These are not your family, regardless of biology. Okay? They don't mean you well. They wish you harm. They wish you harm. So, is it easy to do? No. Is it worse if you stay connected to them? You bet. You bet. I don't owe you squat. I don't owe you conversations. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't care who you are. In fact, I will drop family in a I don't know, a drop of a hat. I will dump them. It wasn't easy, and unfortunately, I lost the connection that I have with the good brother. I lost connection with him because he's connected to the psycho. That's what hurt me the most, having to cut him off, because he lives with her. He's got issues, and as a result of his issues, he lives with her. And she's, on the rare occasion that I have called him, she started some crap as always. Somebody's on the phone saying that they're your sister. She knows damn well it's my voice. She knows it's me. I mean, come on now. Look here. I'm not playing games. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. So I had to lose my brother too. Now, if your sibling does not live with the parent and they have their own, they're not being manipulated by the parent, that your sibling may have cut them off too, then you good. But if they still have a connection with that toxic ass person, you're always going to have problems. These people have to be abandoned. These people have to die alone because they deserve it, especially if they refuse to get help, which 99.9% of them refuse to get help. They're not going to do it. Why? They're having too much fun. They really get a kick out of enjoying other people. They really get a kick out of your anger. They really get a kick out of the arguments. They really get a kick out of hurting you, making you cry. They love this. They love that. So why give them what they love? When I find out that you're evil as hell, I'm done with you. And I have also gotten rid of so-called friends for the very same reason. They are narcissistic or they're drama lovers. One of them I got rid of because she went back to her abusive, cheating, physically and verbally abusive boyfriend. I thought I talked a lot of sense into her and she was doing so well. And then he must have sent her a picture of his, okay? Next thing you know, all rationality went out the window. Why are you still talking to this person? Why do you still have a connection with them? Why do they have the ability to text you a picture of their wang? Why? Why haven't you blocked them? So, I mean, she came home from a trip one time and he was washing sheets. She came home early from her trip and he was washing sheets, the bed sheets. He don't do housework. He don't do that. So there's your sign. He was humping other people while she was gone. So because she knew I wouldn't approve of her bringing his cheating behind back in the picture, she quit talking to me. When she stopped talking to me, so far as I'm concerned, that is obvious that you're trying to get back with him, and it's obvious that you prefer to be pulled in with the devil. And if that's what you get off on, that's what you are addicted to, there is absolutely nothing I can do. I can't talk sense into you because you ain't trying to hear me. He's got more power over you than I do. And so because I don't want to deal with that type of toxicity, I'm not going to deal with it directly or indirectly. I'm out. And then you quit talking to me. You're supposedly my friend because she knew I would chew her up. What the hell are you doing? He cheated on you, risked you getting diseases and everything. And you think that's so wonderful that you're going to go back to him. If she wants HIV, she can have it. And she'll probably get it. So, and some of these individuals are being intimate with prostitutes. And they're not always using protection, and it don't matter if they do. Why would you want to be with somebody who's putting your life at risk? Why? So I am so itchy. Everything is itching me. You can't put yourself in a position where you jump into the lion's den and you hope to God the lions don't eat you. And that's what you're doing when you're dealing with these sickos. And if you continue down this road, you will also lose friends, and you will also lose family members who aren't toxic, who know that dealing with your parents is bad. No, not now. Wait, just wait. Milo, just wait. He wants me to throw his stick. I'm busy. Not now, baby. In a little bit, okay? In a little bit. I love you. Not now. In a little bit. Some family and some friends will stop talking to you too because they see that you're still connected to the sicko, and so they will back off because they don't want to deal with the sicko indirectly either through you. And the stress, they're going to sit there and watch the stress this person puts you through. They're not going to want to sit and watch that. So they may back off also. You know, it's kind of a snowball effect. You lose friends, you lose family, you lose acquaintances because people are like, your situation is, it's just too toxic for me. I backed off of somebody because her mother's a narcissist. Her mother told her to have as many children as possible. She obeyed the queen, so she had 4 children because mommy said you should. Since when does your mother control your uterus? You know why her mother, or anybody who's a narc, you know why they want you to have a bunch of children? Because that's more people that they can destroy. That's more people that they can mind bend. That's more people that they can get on their side so they can develop a narcissistic army against you. And the sad part is, for some people, the worse they behave, the more loyal people are to them. Is that you? Is that you? Do you have undying loyalty to someone who wouldn't give a rat's ass if you died today? Wouldn't care. Would not care, wouldn't bat an eye, wouldn't go to the funeral, doesn't care. You have to have relationships where it's reciprocal, okay? It's reciprocal. You care about this person, they care about you. You do for this person, they do for you. Okay? If your connections, family, friends, so-called friends, or whoever, if it's not reciprocal, cut them off. Cut them off. Because they're hurting you. They're hurting you, and they're going to destroy your life. You don't have to be committed to someone who doesn't give a rat's behind about you. They don't care about you. It's weird to me, but factual, because I've been through it. Somebody would carry somebody in their body for 9 months or however long they carry the child for, fetus. Go through all that pain to deliver the child. Be totally responsible for that child. The child didn't ask to be here, yet they hate that child. Some parents hate their children because you ruined my life. Your children didn't make you get pregnant. That was your choice. And if you decide to lay with somebody and you decided to not use birth control, how is that your child's fault? But the child will suffer for it. The child will pay the price for it. Because the narcissist or sociopath or psychopath cannot take responsibility for their own behavior, so it's your fault that they got pregnant, even though you weren't born yet. It's your fault, which is asinine. Get back here. So, I hate to see people continue to have a relationship with sickos. People in the family are dysfunctional and stupid too, because they're like, now little Johnny, don't abandon your mother. That's your mother. So what? That don't stop her from being evil to her child. Why is it a one-way deal? She could be evil to the child, but the child's supposed to respect her? No, baby, that's not how it works. And the Bible specifically says, honor your mother and your father, and it also says, children, for the parents to be slow to anger your children. Abuse is angering your children. Okay? We don't read in the Bible what we want to read. Let's also read that the parents are supposed to take care of the children, love them, nurture them and everything. It's a two-way deal. If somebody don't know what birth control is, how is that the child's fault? The child's not even conceived yet. How is it that fault? But it is their fault in a sick person's mind because they don't think like a normal person. Their brain is damaged. I did a video on brain damage. I told you this. It has an image. Just scroll through my videos and you will see a video with an image of a brain, not a real brain. It's a drawing of a brain, and it shows the parts of the brain that are damaged as a result of abuse that they went through in their sick families. Overindulgence is sickness. It goes against the grain. Overindulgence. I got to kiss your ass because you're my kid. I got to get you a car when you're 5 years old because you'll grow into it. People are just not using their brain. They're just not using their brain. And you're not preparing the child for the real world because the police, your boss, your judges. People in the world are not going to cater to you. So your parents are not, they're not preparing you for the world, because the rest of the world's not going to kiss your ass like that. If you did something bad, you're going to jail. I don't care how much your parents scream. Someone that overindulgence is going to catch up, and it's going to hurt that person worse than anything, because the rest of the world don't care about that. Well, my parents catered to me as a kid, and I want you to do the same thing, Your Honor. Break the law and see how well that works for you. Break the law and see if your mommy can save your ass, because she can't if their parents are overindulgent. If they're sick, you have to let them go. If you don't let them go, you don't let go of family that's sick. You don't let go of your spouse who's sick. You don't let go of, sometimes you may have to let go of your own children, because they're sick, because your spouse or whoever poisoned the kids against you. So you may have to cut your own children off. Adult children, or even smaller children, if they're toxic as hell and they hate you. That's an issue. That's an issue. Okay? So it'll hurt like hell. It used to hurt like hell when I had to get rid of my brother. Don't eat the frog. Don't. Oh my God, are you serious right now? Get out of there. Get out of there. No. That's a baby frog. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Frogs and rain puddles, that messed my mind up. Anyway. It's going to hurt like hell, especially if you still care about them. But if you look at it from a realistic, non-emotional perspective, what is there to care about? What is there to love? Because they're filled with hate. From the floor up, they're filled with hate. What is there to love? A biological connection? That's like falling in love with your cup because you fill it with coffee every day. You're not going to have a connection with your coffee mug. You're not going to take it on dates, and you're not going to make dinner for it and have a connection with it. It's just a cup. Family members that are sick are just family members. That's all. They're sick. Anybody who's sick, your best friend, you may have to cut your best friend off. Your job is to protect yourself. I done told you, get out of there. Sorry, guys. He found frogs in there, and now he's trying to eat whatever's moving. Anyway, so yeah, you're gonna have to, and even when people pride themselves on, I don't take her crap. Yes, I talk to her sometimes, but I don't take her crap. I tell my mother off, or I tell my brother off, or whoever. You know what? That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is you're still subjecting yourself to that stress. Unconsciously, it's starting to affect your body. People have mental breakdowns behind this. People end up in psych wards behind this. People end up in the hospital behind this. People end up with deadly diseases which there's no cure for behind stress. There is something called broken heart syndrome, where abnormalities in the heart can be seen on scans. When they do a scan of your heart, they can see abnormalities because you are dealing with extreme stress. There's literally abnormalities they see in the heart. Once the person recovers from the traumatic situation, or they're starting to heal, those scans will come back normal. But some issues with the body are permanent. Who do you know is worth losing your body over and losing your life over? Who in your family are you going to give that much power to? Whether it's your parents or your spouse or whoever, I don't care who it is, best friend that y'all went to school with, you were sharing crayons in kindergarten. I don't care. If they're toxic, they got to go. I got rid of somebody. I got rid of somebody who I thought the world of. I loved her, but I discovered that she had no empathy. Both of her parents are sick, and they've done excessive damage to her. And I do believe she's a narc as well. It killed me to drop her because I love her. I always will love her. But I dropped her because I was sharing something with her and it was hurtful to my spirit. And she was like, well, that's over with now, isn't it? That tells me you have no compassion. That tells me you have no empathy, which tells me that I got to kick you in your behind and send you on your way. Will I cry over it? Yes, because I adore you. I think the world of you, but you're like, you don't say it, but sometimes you might say it. You're just like your parents. They taught you to be a narcissist. So I don't know. You just got to do it because throwing your body into a fire and hoping that you don't get burned is not a good idea. And that's basically what you're doing. And that person's not going to care if you get sick because of what they did to you. They're not going to care. They're not going to visit you in the hospital. They're not going to send flowers to your hospital room. They don't give a rat's ass. They don't care. They have a sense of pride knowing that they caused that much damage to you or whoever else they damaged. They have a sense of pride about it. Save yourself. You don't want this. You don't. Much love.